Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a video all about crystals. So this is going to be the ultimate guide to crystals. So as you can tell by my YouTube name, my name is The Crystal Girl. I've always loved crystals. I have always loved them since I was really young. I've always been connected to them. They are beautiful, beautiful stones, rocks, whatever you want to call them. So today we're going to be talking about crystals, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about them. If you guys are here and you kind of want to skip to a timestamp, all the timestamps will be down below to have a look at all the different topics I'm going to look into. If you guys want a specific crystal for a specific part of your life, like attracting love, attracting success, career, money, all that stuff, then that will be down below as well. I will be covering all of those. And as usual, I'm going to be plugging my crystal shop because that is just a given. So if you guys want to check out my crystal shop, all the information is down below for that. So let's get started. Let's start off with the basics. So what is a crystal and how do we use them? So with crystals, the reason why people use them is they're pretty. First of all, they're very pretty, but second of all, it's because they have a beautiful energy. So they're from the earth, they're naturally formed. Most of the time they're formed underwater, and then the water either evaporates or it kind of disappears on some way or another, and the crystal kind of appears. So with crystals is you can't always tell that they're a crystal unless they are actually cracked open. Sometimes you get crystals that are literally kind of bare, they're kind of out in the open, like rose quartz. Rose quartz just grows as it is and it just grows in the ground. With geodes and things, geodes are rocks where they look like a rock on the outside and you just chop them open and you open them up and they look like these beautiful crystal caves. So the reason why people use them is because they have a beautiful, clear energy. So with crystals, they have this gorgeous energy that kind of amplifies your life in some way or another. And the reason why I feel like they're connected to spirituality is because they help people awaken. They help people like myself who are extremely sensitive to kind of come back into our body. They have all these types of properties, especially with us sensitive people, highly sensitive, empaths, indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children, starseeds, all that jazz, even mystics, all those names and things. If you refer to crystals and you really love them and you really vibe with them, or if you don't even know why you vibe with them, then maybe that you have a very strong connection to that crystal, to a certain crystal or to crystals in general. So for me, just a tiny backstory, I actually was really scared of talking about crystals for quite a while. Not really when I started my channel, kind of before then, because I was kind of like a secret spiritual lady. I was kind of in the closet. I was like a secret spiritual lady in the closet, because so much of my life I've had to push down all of my spiritualness to kind of fit in for education, for society and all that jazz. And now we're here. Hello. So now we're speaking about crystals and I'm very excited. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to use them. So I'm going to do all of these kind of quite quickly. I don't want to go into too much detail because it'll be very boring and it won't be very interesting. So for me, the best way of using crystals is to wear them. So I'm very practical. So I like things that are really easy to access. So I have them on my hands. I have them as rings. So these are caged ones. This is a rose quartz one and this is a smoky quartz. So those are the crystals that I wear on my hands sometimes, and then the main ones that I wear are on my wrist and on my neck. So my main one that I wear particularly for myself is moonstone. Moonstone for me, because I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and moonstone is for moon babies. So if you are very connected to water, you're very moony, you're very kind of you're very just connected to the ebb and flows of emotions, then and the emotions are pretty much in the forefront of your body and you're just very sensitive, moonstone is really great. I sell this moonstone on my shop, and also this bracelet is one that I made myself. I do custom pieces, so if you find a crystal that you really like, then I highly recommend going for that listing on my shop. If you're interested, of course, you do not have to buy them from me, but that is just available if you want them. And all of the crystals that I supply on my shop, I have used them for myself, and hence why I love selling them, because I love them. They're just so helpful, especially if you're going through a really stressful time. So that is another way you could use them, is to wear them. You can also put them in a dish. You can put them on your side. I have them on my shelf here. You can see I have some kind of stacked here. I also have mine in a little box. So these are all my personal crystals I have collected. These are in a little box, so I love these. So these boxes are really handy. They're really easy to get hold of. This is actually from H&M. You can store your crystals all together. It's up to you whether you like that energy or not. Sometimes if you're extremely sensitive, you can't handle all the crystals being together, but as long as you kind of sage them or you cleanse them, then that is a really good way of keeping them like that. You can also keep them next to your bed, putting them next to your bedside table, but I would only recommend certain crystals near your head, and you can also like look that up as well. The main ones I would recommend near your head are rose quartz, rough rose quartz, tourmaline, and if you want to really trip out and have some intense dreams, it's selenite. But the more delicate crystals are the best ones. I would kind of avoid white and green and anything that has like quite a potent energy. So rose quartz is fine, it's very delicate. Clear quartz I wouldn't recommend. More like crystals that are more delicate, more gentle, more overall. Amethyst is also can be a good one too. So another way you can use your crystals, some people put them in their bra. For my girls here, we do not have enough room in this, so I do not use that. Some people put them even in their socks. You can put them in candles, you can put them in water, but I would highly recommend just tumble stones in water. And tumble stones are like this, so they are smooth and they have been tumbled, so they're not going to dissipate in water. And another way you can use them is through meditation. You can kind of carry them on your, like a key ring. You can get crystal key rings, you can get crystal bowls, you can get crystal singing bowls. There's so many different ways of using them. For my life in particular, I like to be very practical, so it's definitely wearing them is like the number one way of doing it. So the reason why you need to cleanse your crystals and how to cleanse your crystals. So the main way that I would cleanse my crystals is to sage them, because that is like the easy, most simplest way. And you can use white sage, you can use Palo Santo, you can use incense. I normally use incense. I actually wouldn't really recommend Palo Santo as long as you know it's from like an ethically sourced place, especially with crystals as well, making sure that they're ethically sourced. They're well sourced and they're, you know, the workers have been taken care of. That is a really, really important thing as well. Knowing where your crystals are from is really helpful as well. Sometimes they're from India, sometimes they're from Egypt, sometimes they're from Australia. You know, you get so many different crystals. They are all over the world. So I'm getting off topic. The main way to cleanse your crystals for me is to incense them. I just light an incense and I just wave them around my crystals, and I just kind of put an intention out there that I'm saging them and I'm cleansing the energy. You can also put them in your hand. You put them in your hand and say, I release any energy from this crystal and I bring all energy back into this crystal. So say if you've meditated with it, or you've used it for somebody else, or you've used it in Reiki or your work in tarot, that energy is being sucked up by the person you're reading for. So it's really important for you to cleanse your crystals, especially on the daily or whenever you feel drawn to. It can, some people say every 2 weeks. I say whenever you're drawn to do so. I'm very intuitively drawn, which is why I do tarot. But yeah, especially with your crystal jewellery, it's really, really important to cleanse your crystal jewellery because you're wearing it a lot. Also, something I'd recommend is putting it near selenite. So I sell selenite bowls. You can put them in there and you don't really have to do anything, just let it kind of sit there for like an hour or half an hour. There's also moonlight. If you've got a safe place to put your crystals, you can put them on the windowsill. They don't actually have to be in direct moonlight, but if you guys are drawn to do that, then definitely. Tumble stones, I could recommend you could put them in water. Obviously, I would Google it just before you do that, just in case they're not allowed in water. Things like selenite and desert rose aren't really good to put in water. So I'll give you an example. So this is the desert rose here. So this is desert rose. This is made by wind, sand and rain. So because it's made by water, you cannot put this in water. This will dissolve. It will destroy it essentially. And also selenite. I have a gigantic piece of selenite here behind me, and I also have one here. I would definitely not recommend putting selenite in water. It will dissolve. It will crumble, and essentially you'll be left with dust, which isn't very handy if you want to use it to cleanse yourself. But if you want to actually cleanse yourself with crystals, white colour is the best one to do. So if you want to cleanse yourself, incense is always a good one, but also crystals. You can use crystal wands. these are really, really handy. You can use any crystal really, but white crystals are the best, white and clear, because they are the most connected to the 5D, all the Ds, the higher source, you know, all that jazz, you know, spirit guides, things like that. And even as I'm touching this, I'm channeling, so I'm just going to pop that down there. And I use that in all of my tarot readings, especially if I need a bit of a kick, especially if my intuition's a bit like, and I need a bit of a boost. So a really good way of choosing a crystal for yourself, there is so many ways of doing this. And if you guys want to kind of test your intuition, or you're kind of starting to get more closer to your intuition, you're wanting to get a bit closer to your body and kind of deciding what is the best thing for you, then the best thing for you to do is to really just use your intuition. For me, I do several different ways. There are so many ways that I do choose a crystal, especially if there's a customer on my Etsy store and they've said, can you intuitively choose a crystal for me, which I can do that. If you guys would like that, I can do that as well. Some people have asked for it and it's one of my favourite things. I love doing it. But basically you can use a dowsing crystal. A dowsing crystal looks like this. It has a crystal on the end. Normally it is slanted down, so it points. So you can use this if you would like to. And you can also ask it questions. You don't have to use it to decide what crystal you can use. But this is one way to checking out which crystal is best for you. I actually have a book of crystals, which I will show you guys. Crystals by Jenny Harding, and I use the back, and it has a list of crystals in the back. And I use this to connect to my intuition. If I feel like I want to use the book, then I will. And it basically has a grid like right at the back, and I basically intuitively go down each individual aisle in this book, and I will choose which I should use. So I kind of touch this, I touch each individual line, and I say, show me yes, show me no, and then it will be either say no or yes, and they'll go, okay, this one, this one, this one, you know, like that. So that is one way you can do it. You can also use Google as well. You can do like a list of crystals and then kind of go down each one, or do it through letters. So say if I was going to ask the crystal what crystal I need today, I'd say show me yes, and it's moving clockwise for yes, and then anti-clockwise would be no. So if I said, okay, which crystal do I need? Is it between A to E? It would say no or yes, and then you can go down the alphabet, or you can just do it like with the different kind of lines of the crystal. So another way you can do it is still using the dowsing crystal and just using your intuition straight away and just asking it yes or no. Do I need a crystal for my health? Do I need a crystal for love? Do I need a crystal that is green, that is blue, that is purple? You know, all that jazz. So that one's a really good way of doing it. Also, you can get so many different dowsing crystals. You can get ones that are a ball. You can get a macabre, I think they're called, like the star. And you can get ones like this. This is smoky quartz, so it's slightly dark, it's not fully clear, but I love this, and I was just intuitively drawn to use that. So sometimes if you just ask the universe or ask God or whoever you connect to give you an idea of what crystal to use, then that's also a really good one. And then hopefully it will come to you in the next couple of hours, or it will come to you when you're meditating, or even when you're doing your dishes, you know, because when you aren't concentrating on actually the answer, it will come to you naturally. And that's how I choose my crystals as well. If I'm intuitively get like in my mind like, oh, you need selenite, or you need orange calcite or something like that. So that is a really good way of finding out what crystal is good for you. Also, I recommend going into crystal shops. They are so amazing. I feel like just kind of intuitively get drawn to whatever you feel is right. Sometimes it can be, oh, that's really pretty, but try to discern what your intuition is actually telling you to which one you should actually purchase. Of course, sometimes they can be very expensive, so maybe save some monies before you go into a crystal shop. But it just depends, you know, you can get drawn to certain people who sell crystals. It's all about intuitive work, and you're never really wrong with crystals if it doesn't fit right. Especially with something like rose quartz. So for me, I had a thing where I couldn't actually wear rose quartz because my heart was healing so much. So when I wore rose quartz, I got really, 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 really angry. So if you've got a lot of anger, sometimes that can be your heart chakra is suppressed and it's trying to open, but it can't. So with the rose quartz, it was pushing my heart open and it just wasn't ready to go for it. So of course, just go with what you're intuitively drawn to, and if it affects your body too much and you're very sensitive, take it off and kind of bring it in again maybe in a couple of months. One of the life-changing crystals that I would highly recommend if you guys need a bit of a kick, these are a very rare crystal, and they are literally like crystal porn for people who love crystals. The main crystal that I would recommend is moldavite. This is a very rare crystal, so if you guys need a big boost, and bearing in mind this can actually change your life, and sometimes it can kick it, you know, it can create a tower moment sometimes, so just be very wary. If you're drawn to getting moldavite, then definitely get it. I have a tiny piece of moldavite, and when I put it on my body and I wore it, the day just like was such a tower moment, and I was like, okay girl, not yet, okay, we're not ready for her. So just kind of go with what you're intuitively drawn to. Let's have a look at crystals for your love life. So I actually have crystal kits for your love life, for success and confidence, and I also have empath crystal kits, overwhelm and anxiety, all of that jazz. So whatever you're kind of going through, I will most likely have a crystal kit for it. I'm also bringing out some more crystal kits hopefully in the future. So if you are ever interested in a crystal, or you want me to intuitively give you a crystal recommendation, then please just let me know, and you can message me on Etsy or Instagram, email, whatever you're drawn to. So the main ones I would recommend for your love life are garnet, rose quartz, green aventurine. There's also pink opal and rhodonite. There's rhodochrosite and there's rhodonite. So there's two different ones. So this is rhodonite. Rhodochrosite is normally a lighter pink. It's like a lighter kind of peachy pink. It depends where you get it from. So this is rhodonite and this is a pink opal. I would highly recommend all the pink crystals. The pink crystals help you stay in a more kind of unconditional love. So when you're going through trauma, or you're kind of worried about your future or anything like that, highly recommend. They're also really, really good at attracting love. Garnet is also a really, really good one. It helps you stay in your energy, especially if you're a Libra. Very, very good for you guys. I do have a Libra bracelet as well that has garnet on it. So this is one of my crystal kits. This is attracting love. This is so cool. I've never actually shown my crystal kits on my channel before. So I have 3 tumble stones in these crystal kits. The first one is rose quartz. I highly recommend, if you guys are new to using rose quartz, highly recommend. It's such a beautiful crystal. We then have green aventurine, which is a really lovely green colour, beautiful for the heart chakra. And then I also have included garnet, because garnet is very, very grounding, and also rhodonite is very grounding. Garnet is very much to do with pretty much all the lower chakras, but also your heart. So whatever you're kind of drawn to, and if you're ever drawn to any of these crystals, I highly recommend getting them. Of course, you do not have to get them from me, but if your intuition is like, get that girl, then definitely go for it, because that's kind of what's helped me in life. If I'm really drawn to a crystal, I just kind of go for it. And a lot of the time it's very, very helpful. Another topic for crystals is overwhelm. So I have a crystal kit for this. One of the crystals that I would highly recommend is copper. So overwhelm is very intense. You need something that's very heavy and grounding. So I actually use these when I meditate. They are also available in my shop. I freaking love these. So as somebody I'm a triple water sign with a lot of earth, so I can get quite overwhelmed. So it's really, really nice to have something that's gonna fully support you. So copper is really, really good. Copper, hematite, more of those kind of metallic crystals are really, really good for grounding you. So the ones I would recommend are, I have a protection crystal kit as well, and I would recommend black onyx. That's a really, really good one. And of course you can wear these crystals as well. So this one is my overwhelm and anxiety crystal kit. I have included a little information thing as well that tells you all about each of the crystals and what they're good for. So in this one you have 4 crystals. We have hematite, there is clear quartz, smoky quartz, and lepidolite. So lepidolite is really, really good for anxiety. It really helps you channel the energy and making sure that everything is kind of dispersed and it's not staying in one place, so you don't get too overwhelmed. Smoky quartz is really good at grounding you. It helps to kind of dispel any negative energy, and it helps to protect you. Hematite, beautiful grounding. I highly recommend this one. This is an all good round crystal, especially for my water sign guys and gals, perfect for you, especially Scorpio. And then we also have clear quartz, which is really good at calming the mind, clearing your soul, really clears your energy, which is really, really good. And the last one I would recommend is the Success and Confidence Crystal Kit. I'm also going to show you a couple of extras that are my favorites. So we have a Success and Confidence. This one is really good if you have a meeting, if you're struggling at work to have confidence, all of those things. These are really, really good. So we have citrine, which is really good at helping you to be in your happiness, be in your lighter emotions, which makes you feel really, really good. The next one is yellow calcite. This one is really good at helping you to feel much more confident and less anxious, and makes you feel a lot more like you are in your solar plexus, so make you feel like you have a lot more confidence than maybe you think you have at that moment in time. And then we have carnelian. So carnelian is very, very good at keeping you in your sacral and your root chakras. This is very, very good. This is also really good for sex drive as well, if you guys are suffering your sex drive or you've been through sexual trauma. Also, red jasper is great for sexual trauma as well. Or if you're struggling and you have a partner and you want to kind of connect more, red jasper is very powerful. So if you ever get drawn to kind of use crystals for that, I'd highly recommend. So another crystal that I would highly recommend for just any extras, these are kind of the extra ones I'd recommend. There is obsidian, black obsidian. This is really good for protection, and black tourmaline. So black tourmaline is really good for EMF waves. It's really good at helping you to not get so affected by Wi-Fi and EMF waves, anything from like your microwave to your TV to your phone. And also black obsidian is very good at grounding you. It helps you to become much more in your body. So another one for attracting money is pyrite. Pyrite is very well known for attracting money. Also, citrine is really good for attracting money. Any of those kind of brighter crystals, so like the Success and Confidence, they're also really good at attracting money. But pyrite is definitely a very, very good one for attracting money. It's very much about, it's also called fool's gold, so it's very much to do with money and kind of investing and things like that. And it helps you to invest in yourself and become much more in your body and grounded. So any extra crystals I would highly recommend is definitely selenite. I have a big old selenite boy here. I'd highly recommend selenite and apophyllite for channeling. So anything with ite, so calcite, selenite, apophyllite, labradorite, they are all very, very, very good for channeling. So these are perfect. I really, really love these. They're amazing. This is just clear quartz, and this is selenite, and this boy here is apophyllite. So apophyllite looks very similar to clear quartz, but it's got a much higher vibration. Apophyllite's one of my absolute favorite crystals. I've always loved it since I found that one. So the last thing I would recommend you guys is researching and using different ways of connecting to crystals. So if you want to learn about crystals, videos are always a great way to learn about them, books, but also cards. So I have various different crystal cards, but I'm going to show you my favorite one. So my favourite crystal cards at the moment are these Crystal Grid Oracle ones by Mystic Mondays. I love these. I'm not getting sponsored to use these or to talk about them, but I freaking love them. They are amazing. They basically connect to each other because of the shape. They all connect to each other and make a crystal grid. They are absolutely amazing. And if you ever need to kind of choose a crystal for yourself, sometimes I shuffle these cards and it helps me to choose a crystal. So if you guys would like to do a little fun pick a card with me, I'm going to do a little pick a card right now for all the different crystals. So I have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So please choose a number and I'll be choosing your crystal today. So if you guys want to choose a group, you're welcome to join in with this pick a card. So we're going to choose a crystal for group number 1. So group number 1, I'm going to be using the Crystal Grid Oracle again. Okay. So group number 1, your crystal is Sapphire and Amethyst Phantom Quartz. So Sapphire is really good for knowledge, and Amethyst Phantom Quartz is really good at helping you give confidence to your creation and urges you to share your talents. So those two are your crystals. Sapphire is all about Virgo, Libra, Sag, Moon and Saturn. Amethyst Phantom Quartz rules Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune. So those are your two crystals. So group number 2, let's get your crystal for today and let's see what crystal wants to come up for you guys. So you guys got turquoise, peace, tranquility and patience. So this rules Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, Jupiter, Venus and Neptune. It is really good at having patience for your labours of love, including yourself. It is really good as a healing and connection tool for connecting you to yourself and the parts that bring you joy and remind you of your own inner magic. Peace, tranquility and patience, turquoise. So group number 3, let's get you a crystal and let's see what crystal wants to come out for you guys. So you guys got 2 crystals like group number 1. So you guys are definitely working on your heart chakra. You guys are definitely going to be attracting love and also working on attracting love. You guys got jade and rhodochrosite. So jade is about wisdom, abundance and good luck. Rhodochrosite, healing, relationships and karmic lessons. Jade rules Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Libra and Venus. Rhodochrosite, Leo, Scorpio, Mars. So jade is really good at opening your heart chakra and boosting your ability to receive. Wealth is nothing without your health, and jade is a reminder of this true abundance, amplifying a good fortune of your vitality. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. The next one, rhodochrosite, healing, relationships and karmic lessons. A healer of relationships, rhodochrosite opens the heart for healthy communication and breakthroughs. It can attract soulmates into your life, building connections that often feel karmic or fated. Every lesson is for your highest good, and with that perspective, know that whatever is happening for you, not to you. Rhodochrosite encourages you to express your feelings and reinforces that it's safe to you to share who you truly are. I love that. So thank you, group number 3. All right, group number 4. Hello, let's get your crystal card. Let's see what card wants to come out for you guys. You guys have green aventurine and citrine, very similar to group number 3. You guys got the crystal of love and the crystal of success. So I really love that. So green aventurine, prosperity, fortune and opportunity. This rules Aries and Mercury. This is a stone of opportunity. Aventurine also aligns situations so opportunities appear. Acting as a stabilizing stone, aventurine balances male and female energy to bring a soothing harmony between yin and yang. So also this is yet to do prosperity, fortune and opportunity, Aries, Mercury. And citrine, creativity, happiness and manifestation. A powerful and energizing stone, citrine derives its warmth from the rays of the sun and shines positivity wherever it's needed. Like vitamin C for the soul, citrine works its magic on both physical and emotional levels, transmuting negativity into light-filled vibes and positivity. Citrine is the light maker and encourages fresh beginnings, new ideas and living life to the fullest. Accept the abundance that is coming your way. Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sun. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much. And if you've made it to the end, please put a little emoji so I know you have made it to the end. Please put a little heart emoji, like a little red heart. Please do if you have made it to the end. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope this guide helped you and I hope you have a lovely day and I'll speak to you very soon. Also, if you'd like to check out any of my private readings, all the information is down below if you'd like to check out my rates. If you are not sure on how to book, just email me or Instagram message me and I'll let you know all my rates because rates change all the time. And if you'd like to, as usual, check out my crystal shop, all the information is down below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.